Let's learn about the science of salt, part 2. Let's take these eggplant slices. If we salt the surface, over time we'll see little beads of water being pulled to the surface. That's because the surface had more salt. In part 1, we learned that salt and water don't like to be unbalanced. If one side has more salt, the salt or water will move from higher to lower concentrations, or from more to less. This is called moving down the concentration gradient, and it does this to even things out and restore balance. Now let's go back to this eggplant. When we salt the surface, the water moved from inside the eggplant toward the salt on the surface. It also pulls out some of the bitter compounds. This makes eggplant taste milder and more enjoyable to cook with. When we caramelize onions, salt plays a big role. Sprinkling salt draws out the natural moisture in the onions, and since caramelization requires less water, this speeds up the process and enhances the sweetness. Let's take mushrooms. They're made up of over 90% water, and so when we salt them, the salt draws out their moisture, helping to reduce the water content, and that intensifies the flavor. When we serve tomatoes, we want to salt them right before serving, or they'll release too much water and get soggy. So salt isn't just about making food more salty, it can transform textures, balance flavors, and it can bring out the best in every ingredient.